I put dozens of electric eels in my villa's swimming pool, and I kept a huge Tibetan mastiff in my bedroom too. Then, I just waited quietly for my ex-girlfriend to come crawling back to me. In my past life, while I was visiting my hometown for the new year, she secretly picked the lock on my house and brought her whole family to celebrate the new year in my villa. Not only did they ruin my custom mattress that cost hundreds of thousands, and drink all my expensive red wine, her two nephews also trashed my entire room full of action figures and Gundams. When I came home to that absolute disaster and demanded she pay for the damages, she wanted to turn the whole internet against me, so she threatened to jump off a building on a livestream. She cried that I was driving her family to their deaths just over a few stupid toys. The brainwashed netizens absolutely despised me. They stormed into my company, harassed my employees, and pelted me with rotten vegetables and foul eggs when I was crossing the street. It made me slip, and before I could even dodge, I got hit and killed by a speeding truck. But now, I've been reborn, exactly 4 days before my ex's family breaks into my villa. It's also the 9th day since I caught her cheating and dumped her. I packed up all my valuables and moved them overnight to my other villa. Then, I released dozens of electric eels into the pool, and locked a massive Tibetan mastiff in the study. I even hung a warning sign right on the front gate. It read, "Danger, vicious animals inside. Do not enter." But I know my ex-girlfriend too well. There is no way she'll be able to resist breaking in. She is incredibly vain. Spending the new year in this multi-million-dollar villa would give her bragging rights with her friends for ages. She simply can't resist that kind of temptation. Since they want to celebrate the new year in my house so badly, I'll make sure her whole family has a new year they will never forget. Just as I was figuring out what other wild animals to put in the villa, my ex showed up at my front door. After punching in the wrong passcode a few times, she grabbed her phone to call me, but I had already blocked her number ages ago. Realizing the call wouldn't go through, she resorted to camping outside my villa every single day, waiting to catch me when I came out. A flash of excitement crossed my face. Everything was playing out exactly like my past life. The moment I walked out the door, Xiaoyu immediately blocked my path, looking incredibly anxious. "Young Cheng, when did you change the passcode to the villa? Why didn't you tell me? Now I can't even get inside." I glared coldly at Xiaoyu, genuinely amazed by her sheer audacity. "We broke up. We have absolutely nothing to do with each other anymore. Besides, this is my house. So back the hell off." Xiaoyu's face turned pale. "I'm sorry, I really messed up. Please, just forgive me." She stepped forward and grabbed my hand, a desperate, pleading look on her face. I was tricked by that guy too. So I just made a mistake that any woman could make. I already promised my parents I'd bring them to the city for the new year. Now we don't even have a place to stay. I can't just leave them out on the streets, right? My face darkened. I was honestly in awe of how utterly shameless this woman was. "We are done. How your family spends the new year, or where they spend it, is none of my damn business." "Babe, I know you're still mad at me for what happened, but I was a victim too. Can't you just forgive me this one time?" I ignored her pathetic lil act, shoved her aside, slammed the gate shut, and went back inside my house. I turned on the front gate security cameras, and sure enough, I saw Xiaoyu's true colors instantly come out. All that pitiful innocence vanished from her face, replaced by pure hysteria. Her eyes burned with a crazy glint. "You've got some nerve, young Cheng. Me asking to get back together was doing you a massive favor, and you dare treat me like this? Whether you agree or not, I am moving into this villa." Watching Xiaoyu throw this tantrum, a faint smirk crept onto my face. "You want to spend the new year at my place? Fine, I'll make sure your whole family has a new year they will never forget for the rest of their lives." Xiaoyu, that incredibly shallow gold digger, had hooked up with a guy she thought was richer than me, and immediately slept with him. The moment I found out, I dumped her without a second thought. That so-called rich guy she threw herself at? He was just a broke loser faking it. After realizing she got played, she came crawling back, begging me every single day to take her back. In my past life, I never saw this nasty side of her. I honestly thought that after rejecting her, she would actually stay away from my house. But I completely overestimated her morals. After I left for the holidays, she actually hired a thief to pry open my front door, changed the locks, and arrogantly moved her entire family right into my home. They squatted there for 3 days. Her two nephews completely smashed all my anime figures and Gundam models. They even used my custom-made fishing rods and golf clubs as toy swords, banging them together until they snapped. My computer, worth over 100,000, was completely wrecked by her two younger brothers. They even took colored markers and scribbled all over my precious camera lenses. And my purebred cat, they shaved off all of its fur. Her dad chugged all my vintage wine, and even poured the rest into the bathtub just to take a red wine bath. Her mom cooked and ate all the premium ingredients I had stocked in the fridge. The worst part? Just because her dad said he was craving dog meat, they slaughtered my expensive, purebred dog. And to top it off, they pawned off my custom solid gold figures to a jewelry shop for cheap. By the time I finally got home, my entire villa was completely trashed. When I demanded compensation from her family, her unhinged parents literally threw themselves on the ground, wailing and throwing a tantrum. Meanwhile, Xiaoyu climbed up a tall building, started a live stream, and pretended she was going to jump. She cried to the camera, falsely accusing me of bullying her and her family, claiming I was driving them to ruin over a few stupid toys. Then, a sudden gust of wind blew past. She lost her footing and slipped right off the roof. Her accidental death made all those clueless netizens believe every single one of her lies. They launched a massive cyberbullying campaign against me. Some extremists even stormed into my company, smashing up the office and physically attacking my employees. It forced tons of my staff to quit, and all my business partners immediately canceled their contracts. Even when I walked down the street, random strangers would throw rotten vegetables and stink bombs at me, cursing at me relentlessly. Trying to dodge them, I slipped, fell to the ground, and was violently sent flying by a speeding truck. But by some miracle, God has given me a second chance. And this time, I'm going to make them pay back 1,000 times over. That very night, I called a moving company and immediately transferred all my anime figures and precious collections to my other house. I took all the premium wine and high-end ingredients from my kitchen and swapped them out for spoiled, rotten food and toxic fake liquor. As for my cat and dog, I dropped them off at a friend's place for safekeeping. Once my villa was completely emptied of valuables, I called up a buddy who breeds exotic aquatic life, and bought exactly 40 electric eels from him, and one massive arapaima. After my friend dropped all this stuff off, he asked me out of curiosity, "What are you buying all this stuff for? They look awful, and they sure don't taste good either." I just stared dead at that muscular arapaima, my eyes burning with excitement. I just want to raise some aggressive pets lately. You know, to elevate my taste a bit. Do you know anyone who sells large pets? I'm looking to buy a really big dog. My friend looked a bit weirded out, but he just figured I'd picked up some bizarre new hobby. I actually deal in that kind of stuff too. Just ask me, what kind of temperament are you looking for? The more aggressive, the better. Preferably the kind that could maul someone to death. Then I'd recommend a Tibetan mastiff. That breed is about as vicious as they come. When fully grown, they're even bigger than wolves. That's the one, then. Get me a male, and throw in a few terrifying reptiles too. The scarier they look, the better. It'd be even better if they were venomous. I can't get my hands on venomous ones, but I do have a few that are known to bite. I can hook you up with those. He immediately made some calls, and had all those animals delivered right to my door. I dumped all 40 electric eels straight into the swimming pool, and put the arapaima in the pond right beneath the rockery. It swam all over the place, looking like it absolutely loved the new setup. I sent my own cats and dogs over to a friend's house to be fostered for a bit, and locked the mastiff inside my collection room. I noticed the huge beast seemed to be in heat, which honestly just gave me even more peace of mind. Then, I tossed those creepy reptiles straight into the drawers and wardrobe in the bedroom. After that, I went ahead and installed dozens of hidden micro cameras all around the house, making absolutely sure I had a clear view of every single corner. Finally, I hung a warning sign right on the front door, reading, "Danger, ferocious animals inside, do not enter." With everything set, I drove away from the villa, heading straight back to my hometown. Through the screen on my dashboard, I kept a close eye on every single move back at the house. It wasn't long before Xiaoyu showed up at the villa gates. Trailing right behind her was a shady, suspicious-looking stranger. Right at my front door, Xiaoyu handed the guy a few $100. The guy hacked the digital lock in a matter of seconds, and then quickly took off. Xiaoyu smirked at the warning sign I'd hung up, giving off this smug look like she had totally seen through my little trick. "Ha, you actually hung up garbage like this just to keep me out? Do you honestly think I'm that stupid?" Then, she aggressively ripped the sign right off the door, tossing it aside with absolute disgust on her face. She swaggered right into the villa like she owned the place. Watching this unfold, I just let out a cold little laugh. What an absolute idiot. I gave you a fair warning. Whatever happens next is on you. Once inside, Xiaoyu immediately used her phone to connect to the smart home system and swung my fridge wide open. Seeing all the premium food stocked inside, a smug, satisfied look washed over her face. Later that same night, a beat-up old car rolled right up to my front gate. 7 people piled out of the car. It was Xiaoyu's parents, her 2 deadbeat brothers who dropped out of high school, and her divorced older sister, Xiaoqing, dragging along a pair of twins. As soon as he stepped out, her father stared at my villa, his eyes practically gleaming with greed, looking like he was ready to claim all of this for himself. And when her mother laid eyes on the place, she didn't even bother hiding her excitement. "Oh, Xiaoyu, how much does a massive mansion like this even cost?" Seeing the whole gang gather at the front door, Xiaoyu quickly invited them into the villa. "It's so cold outside, let's go inside and chat." Just like in my previous life, the 8 of them walked into my villa laughing. I thought about the fierce beasts I had arranged inside the house, and couldn't help but chuckle. "Go ahead and laugh, you won't be laughing in a minute." After entering the villa, they sat down on the sofa in the living room. They couldn't hide the excitement in their eyes at all, chatting away about everything in my house. Xiaoyu introduced my villa to her family. Although this house looks simple on the outside, young Cheng likes minimalist designs, so he practically hid everything. As she spoke, she reached out to a section of the wall. After gently stroking it, a handle appeared on the wall. She gently pulled the handle, and the entire wall opened up, revealing all kinds of red wine inside. These are all the high-end red wines he collects. All of this made her father's eyes go wide, staring intently at the red wine on the wall. In my previous life, her father, who drank like a fish, guzzled down more than half of my entire wall of wine. In the end, he poured whatever he couldn't finish into the bathtub and took a red wine bath. When I rushed home, he was still soaking in the tub. But in this life, I had already replaced all my precious red wines with cheap, fake alcohol. It wouldn't kill him, but it would definitely give him a massive headache for several days. Pulling my thoughts back, my eyes fell on the people on the screen again. At this moment, her father was still playing coy and didn't immediately open the wine to drink. Instead, he asked Xiaoyu to brew a pot of tea. Xiaoyu brought out all of my collected fine teas. The gorgeous tea canisters completely dazzled them, but they could never have imagined that what was inside wasn't tea leaves at all, but dried cat poop that I had prepared. But these idiots wouldn't be able to tell the difference anyway. I saw her father pretending to be profound, saying, "Then I'll try 1 pack a day to taste this tea." After the tea was brewed, her father took a big gulp. After entering the villa, they sat down on the sofa in the living room. They couldn't hide the excitement in their eyes at all, chatting away about everything in my house. Xiaoyu introduced my villa to her family. Although this house looks simple on the outside, young Cheng likes minimalist designs, so he practically hid everything. As she spoke, she reached out to a section of the wall. After gently stroking it, a handle appeared on the wall. She gently pulled the handle, and the entire wall opened up, revealing all kinds of red wine inside. These are all the high-end red wines he collects. All of this made her father's eyes go wide, staring intently at the red wine on the wall. In my previous life, her father, who drank like a fish, guzzled down more than half of my entire wall of wine. In the end, he poured whatever he couldn't finish into the bathtub, and took a red wine bath. When I rushed home, he was still soaking in the tub, but in this life, I had already replaced all my precious red wines with cheap, fake alcohol. It wouldn't kill him, but it would definitely give him a massive headache for several days. Pulling my thoughts back, my eyes fell on the people on the screen again. At this moment, her father was still playing coy, and didn't immediately open the wine to drink. Instead, he asked Xiaoyu to brew a pot of tea. Xiaoyu brought out all of my collected fine teas. The gorgeous tea canisters completely dazzled them, but they could never have imagined that what was inside wasn't tea leaves at all. It was actually dried cat poop that I prepared, but these idiots wouldn't even be able to tell the difference. I saw Father Su putting on a profound look. Well then, we shall have 1 packet a day to truly savor the taste of this tea. After the tea was brewed, Father Su took a massive gulp. He closed his eyes and savored it carefully. Ah, as expected of premium tea. There's no bitterness at all. The moment it enters the mouth, it's full of the earthy fragrance of trees. And there's even a sweet aftertaste. The others chimed in, nodding in agreement. Only the 2 little boys spat it out immediately after taking a sip. Ew, this is gross. Seeing this, Father Su put on the airs of a distinguished master. You kids go play somewhere else. What do you know about tea? By this time, I had already arrived back at my hometown and was sitting in front of my computer. Watching Father Su's incredibly master-like critique, I couldn't help but burst out laughing. Getting a sweet aftertaste from drinking cat poop water, man, he really is something else. After finishing their tea, Father and Mother Su took their 2 sons and went exploring around the villa, while Su Zhaoqing and Su Xiaoyu sat on the couch chatting. A cunning look spread across Su Zhaoqing's face. So, how far along are you and young Cheng now? Do you have him completely wrapped around your finger? Su Xiaoyu looked a bit hesitant. She couldn't bring herself to talk about what was going on between us. Seeing this, Su Zhaoqing didn't push the issue. Instead, she just said earnestly, listen, once young Cheng gets back, do whatever it takes to get him into bed. Then, get yourself pregnant. It doesn't even matter if the baby is actually his or not. As long as you swear up and down that he's the only one you've slept with, he won't be able to clear his name to save his life. After saying this, her face filled with absolute pride. Take my 2 kids, for example. They aren't my ex-husbands. And they aren't my lovers either. They belong to some random guy the first hooked up with. But both of those fools think the kids are theirs. I rake in tens of thousands a month from them. Hearing this, I was utterly shocked. These 2 really were cut from the same cloth as true sisters. Their shamelessness was exactly the same. If this little secret ever got out, those 2 guys would absolutely tear her to pieces. I immediately clipped this part of the video and sent it to a friend, asking him to look into Su Zhaoqing's ex-husband and her lover. After that, I spotted Father and Mother Su standing by the pool. Wow, this pool is massive. Just changing all this water every single day must cost an absolute fortune. Mother Su stared at the fish in the pool, utterly unable to hide the greedy gleam in her eyes. These fish are huge. I've never seen anything like them before. I wonder how they taste. Father Su looked visibly annoyed. He looked at his wife in disgust. All you ever think about is stuffing your face. We're living in a massive mansion now. Can you please drop that uncultured country bumpkin act? Hearing this, Mother Su immediately flared up. Oh, so you're so cultured? Yet you've spent your entire life being a total loser. Father Su rolled his eyes at her. If I was such a loser, would I be standing in a mansion like this right now? I called you uncultured and you wouldn't believe me. This is called a swimming pool. The fish in here aren't meant to be eaten. They were specially put in here. Just then, Su Xiaoyu walked outside as well. Seeing her, Mother Su acted like her savior had arrived. Xiaoyu, is this really a swimming pool? Su Xiaoyu turned her gaze toward the water. She noticed dense, dark shadows swarming around inside the pool, and couldn't help but feel a little curious herself. But he nodded anyway. Just another new toy for the rich, I guess. It's exactly like diving. If there are fish in there, it means the water is pristine. Her dad was beaming with pride. He strolled over to the rockery and pond I'd built in the yard, and sat right on the edge. He struck what he probably thought was a really cool pose. Xiaoyu, come take a picture for your old man. Hearing that, Xiaoyu pulled out her phone, walked over to him, and opened her camera app to snap a few shots. Sitting there by the water, he was completely oblivious to the danger lurking just beneath the surface. Completely swallowed up by his own vanity, he reached his bare hand right into the pond, splashing the water around. Take another one like this. But right at that moment, everything went horribly wrong. A massive, freakish fish shot out of the water, clamping its jaws dead set onto his hand. He screamed in sheer agony, howling at the top of his lungs. What the hell is this thing? Xiaoyu, help me, help, kill this damn thing, hurry. Watching them through the security cameras, I actually laughed out loud. The giant arapaima surged with power. The huge fish took all their frantic attacks without loosening its jaws one bit. Instead, it only made the beast more excited, biting down even harder on his bleeding hand. Seeing all this chaos, Xiaoyu's mom totally lost it and collapsed onto the ground in a panic. Her eyes were wide with sheer terror. Xiaoyu rushed forward, desperately trying to pull her dad free. She grabbed the beast's tail with both hands, yanking it backward with everything she had. But that didn't work at all. It just made the monster fish bite down even tighter. Stop yanking it, you're killing me. Go get a knife right now. Hack this damn thing to death. Hearing that, Xiaoyu finally snapped out of it. She sprinted into the kitchen, yanked out a heavy meat cleaver, and dashed back outside. But did they really think I'd let him off the hook that easily? I pulled out my phone and called Xiaoyu, just to stall for time. When she saw my name on the screen, she frantically hung up, but I wasn't mad at all. I just called her right back. She declined it again. By the time I called for the fourth time, she must have realized something was up. Looking completely panicked, she slumped down onto her knees right by the kitchen door, and finally answered. I could hear her trying desperately to steady her breathing. Hello? Young Cheng. Did you need something? What, is it a crime to call you for no reason? Her voice was trembling a bit. Of course you can. It's just, while she spoke, her eyes kept darting outside, where everyone was still frantically trying to pry her screaming dad loose. Why didn't you pick up earlier? And why are you stuttering like that? Did something happen over there? Hearing me ask that, her face instantly froze in sheer panic. No, nothing major. I just didn't sleep well last night, so I'm a little exhausted right now. On the screen, I watched the giant arapaima finally run out of steam. It let go of his mangled hand and slid right back into the dark depths of the pond. Its dead eyes still locked onto the screaming people on the shore. Then, I smirked into the phone. You aren't straddling some other guy right now, are you? Wow, a leopard really never changes its spots. Well then, I won't interrupt your fun. Xiaoyu's voice suddenly spiked with sheer panic. No, listen to me, I was really tricked. But I had already hung up the phone. You wanna play games with me? You guys are way out of your league. Seeing that the call was disconnected, Xiaoyu breathed a sigh of relief. She probably thought I hadn't realized they broke into my house. She quickly grabbed the kitchen knife and walked back toward the water. Father Su had managed to break free. He was lying on the ground, clutching his arm, his eyes filled with absolute terror. He was groaning in pain. Xiaoyu hurriedly called out to the rest of them. What are you all just standing around for? Hurry up and help Dad inside. After saying that, she gripped the knife and glared into the water. But the massive arapaima had already vanished into the depths. There was no trace of it anywhere. Xiaoyu finally lowered the knife and ran back into the house. Father Su was being supported by his two sons as they dragged him inside. They sat him down on the couch. His injured arm was dripping with blood, and his face was deathly pale. Mother Su trailed behind them in a daze, the fear still lingering in her eyes. Xiaoyu frantically tore through the house looking for a first aid kit. Right now, the only things left in the house were half a bottle of expired iodine and some yellowing bandages. She grabbed the iodine and just poured it straight onto her dad's open wound. The excruciating sting made Father Su scream and howl in agony. Standing to the side, Su Zhaoqing shuddered, her face still etched with horror. What the hell was that thing out there? It actually eats people. Xiaoyu wiped the sweat from her forehead. It's Yang Cheng's pet. These rich snobs, they just love keeping creepy stuff like this. Anyway, after all that chaos, everyone is starting to feel starving. Let's just eat first. Don't mess with anything else in the yard. I can't believe Yang Cheng actually keeps such disgusting monsters, causing Dad to get hurt this badly. When we see him again, we have to make him get on his knees and apologize. He needs to pay up for Dad's emotional distress too. Hearing this, Father Su, who had just caught his breath, instantly perked up. He marched straight over to the wine rack, all the gloom vanishing from his face. I'm going to pick out a fine bottle of wine to treat myself. Otherwise, I'm doing a disservice to my injuries. With that, he pulled open the wine cabinet and started carefully making his selection. Meanwhile, Mother Su and Su Zhaoqing followed Xiaoyu to the fridge. Xiaoyu swiped her hand across the wall, and the hidden outline of a high-tech refrigerator lit up. The fridge doors automatically swung open, revealing all the food stocked inside. It was the batch of spoiled ingredients I had purposely left in there. In my previous life, the premium groceries I had stocked up were completely ruined by these three. They even went as far as butchering my little puppy. I stared coldly at the security monitor. Watching these clowns, they predictably grabbed the rotting food I had specially set aside for them. Mother Su looked a bit skeptical. She leaned in and sniffed the ingredients, catching a pretty weird odor. Has this gone bad? Why doesn't it look very fresh? It smells kind of funky too. Su Xiaoqing looked at her with pure disdain. Dad was right, Mom, giving you nice things really is like casting pearls before swine. These are ultra-luxury ingredients. You can't just judge them by normal supermarket standards. Su Xiaoyu also looked a bit annoyed. These are incredibly expensive delicacies. Stuff you've never even seen in your entire life. How can you look at them like they're some cheap garbage? Mother Su still looked totally unconvinced. I've been cooking for decades. How could I not tell if food has gone bad? There's definitely something wrong with this stuff. Hearing this, Su Xiaoqing looked annoyed. Come on, doesn't young Cheng know way more about this luxury food than you do? If he kept it in the fridge, it means there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Su Xiaoyu also looked at her mother with a bit of disgust. If you keep acting like this, I am never letting you come here again. The mother's expression instantly turned into panic. Okay, Mom will stop talking. I'll go cook right now. Saying that, she took the ingredients to the cutting board, but her face still showed some doubt. Soon, the mother whipped up a table full of rich food. She called out to the father, who was still picking a bottle from the wine rack. Are you still not done picking your wine? We're all just waiting on you. Hearing this, the father pulled a bottle from the rack, his face full of satisfaction. He repeatedly checked the words on the bottle. Coming, let's try this Russian red wine. Saying that, he poured himself a full glass. He took a small sip and savored the aftertaste, his face beaming with pure satisfaction. Truly a fine wine, the taste is just so mellow and rich. It's full of that cellar aroma. Then, he picked up a piece of beef with his chopsticks. He put it into his mouth, and a strange look crossed his face. But he swallowed it anyway. What are you all just staring at? Hurry up and eat. Everyone immediately started using their chopsticks. Su Xiaoyu's two young nephews were blunt and outspoken. After taking a bite of the beef, they spat it right out. Ew, this tastes awful. Seeing this, the father slammed his hand on the table and angrily scolded his grandsons. You're just little kids, what do you know? People don't eat this kind of beef just for the flavor, they eat it for the class. They eat it for the status. Xiaoqing, how are you raising these kids? They have absolutely no manners. Hearing this, the two boys didn't dare to say another word. They just kept their heads down and didn't eat another bite. The rest of them devoured all of the food. After they finished eating, the father's face was full of lingering enjoyment. These premium ingredients really hit different. Eating this makes my whole body feel amazing. I really want to live this kind of life forever. But before he could even finish his sentence, a wave of discomfort hit his stomach. It was accompanied by a loud string of farts. Man, this luxury stuff sure digests fast. Saying that, he sprinted into the bathroom without looking back. Right after him went Su Xiaoyu and Su Xiaoqing. They were experiencing the exact same violent reaction. Not long after, even the physically stronger two Su brothers started looking a bit pale. Clearly, their stomachs were churning like crazy too. The mother had been suspicious of the food from the start, so she didn't eat much at the dinner table. Seeing all of them doubled over in pain, a smug look instantly appeared on her face. I told you there was something wrong with this food. You guys still wouldn't believe me. How many years have I been cooking? You really think I can't tell if something has gone bad? About half an hour later, everyone's condition gradually improved, but by now, a deep wave of hunger washed over everyone again. They hadn't kept down a single thing they just ate, and instead burned even more energy running to the bathroom. Now, they were so starving they just collapsed on the sofa, completely unable to move. Meanwhile, because the food tasted so gross, the two young nephews had only eaten a few passable vegetables. The mother, having doubted the freshness of the ingredients, hadn't eaten a single bite. Su Xiaoqing reached for her phone, wanting to order some takeout. But Su Xiaoyu quickly stopped her. No, you can't order anything. If someone finds out we broke in here illegally, we could actually go to jail. Hearing this, a look of lingering fear washed over Su Xiaoqing's face, and she slowly put her phone down. Watching all of this unfold on my screen, my face darkened with absolute disgust. So you do know this is trespassing, I muttered, clipping this segment of the video for later. It would serve as perfect evidence of their crime. Just then, Mother Su seemed to realize something. She glanced toward the swimming pool. Wait, aren't there fish in that pool? Let's catch the fish in there. They're still alive, so the meat definitely hasn't gone bad. Father Su glanced at his injured arm. My arm is hurt, I can't go in the water to catch them. At that moment, their eldest son, Su Shan, stepped forward. "I'll do it. I learned how to swim when I was working out of town." Mother Su looked a bit worried. "Those fish look pretty huge. Just catch one and bring it back. Be careful." Su Shan walked straight to the edge of the pool. After doing some quick stretches, he dove right into the water. He reached out to grab a fish, but the exact second his hand was about to touch it, Su Shan felt a violent jolt of electricity shoot through his body, and then, he completely blacked out. The massive electric shock instantly knocked him unconscious, leaving him floating face down in the water. Hearing the loud splash, everyone in the house rushed over to the pool. They frantically called out Su Shan's name. His younger brother, Su Hai, was the most panicked. He desperately searched from the edge and shoved his hands into the water, trying to pull his brother out. But this sudden movement provoked the electric eels again, unleashing another massive surge of electricity. The shock instantly knocked Su Hai out right there on the edge. Father Su rushed over to him in a panic. Using his good arm, he frantically dragged his son back. "What kind of monster fish is this? It actually shoots electricity." Hearing this, Mother Su's face turned completely pale. Her legs gave out and she collapsed. She knew her son had been electrocuted and knocked out cold. He was sinking to the bottom of the pool. It wouldn't be long before he drowned. "Xiaoyu, hurry, you have to save Ashan. He's going to die." Xiaoyu finally snapped out of her daze. With a look of absolute terror, she sprinted over to the controls. She slammed the pool's drainage system. The water level immediately began dropping. The surviving electric eels flopped wildly in the shallow water. Once the pool was completely drained, Su Shan's body was revealed at the bottom of the pool, lying completely stiff and still. It was impossible to tell if he was dead or alive. Mother Su screamed in sheer panic. "My baby, someone call an ambulance, hurry." Trembling violently, she pulled out her phone to dial 911, but Xiaoyu snatched it right out of her hands. Mother Su glared at her, completely furious. "What are you doing? Why won't you let me call for help?" Xiaoyu's face was twisted in panic. "You can't call them. We're trespassing. If you call the cops, we're all going to jail." Mother Su stared at her with furious, tear-filled eyes. "That's your own brother down there. He's dying." Just then, Su Hai groaned and slowly woke up. He immediately jumped into the empty pool, hoisted Su Shan onto his back, and sprinted toward the front door in a panic. Still groggy from the shock, he stumbled and swayed as he ran. Mother Su desperately chased after them. The three of them rushed to a spot a safe distance away from the villa. They finally called an ambulance. Before long, Su Shan was rushed to the hospital. He was thrown straight into the emergency room. Meanwhile, the others still left at the villa. The panic on her face lingered, as Xiaoyu's two little nephews looked at her timidly and called out, "Auntie, we're so hungry." Xiaoyu gently rubbed the boys' heads. "Auntie will go find you some yummy treats." She took the two kids by the hand and walked straight toward my bedroom. She probably thought I hid snacks in there, but she was in for a big disappointment. There wasn't a single snack in my room, but I had plenty of other surprises waiting. I smirked as I watched the monitor. Xiaoyu pushed my bedroom door open. As soon as she walked in, she yanked the drawer open. Instantly, a gecko scurried right up her hand, crawling all the way up her arm. Xiaoyu shrieked, completely freaked out by the sudden lizard attack. Then, even more creepy crawlies slithered out from every dark corner, swarming all over her. Crying hysterically, she wildly swatted at the critters, making a mad dash out of the bedroom. She slammed the door shut behind her, but a bunch of the exotic pets had already slipped out and hitched a ride right onto Su Zhaoqing. After Xiaoyu finally managed to shake off the last bug, she noticed something had bitten her hand. It instantly swelled up into a massive, angry lump. Utterly desperate, she had no choice but to call me, sobbing through the phone. When I finally answered, she tried her hardest to swallow her tears, but her voice was still shaking uncontrollably. "Young Cheng. Are they venomous?" Hearing that, I just let out a cold laugh. "What does it matter to you what I keep? We're done, remember? You bother me one more time, and I'm calling the cops." With that, I just hung up in her face. On the other end, Xiaoyu's face was still pale with absolute dread. Meanwhile, Su Zhaoqing got a frantic call from their mother. Su Shan's condition was extremely critical, and he needed emergency surgery. The hospital demanded the surgery fees paid up front. Every single second they delayed put Su Shan in even more danger. Their mother was completely broke. so she could only cry and beg Xiao King for help. After transferring the money to their mom, Xiao King's face turned completely sour. It's all because of young Cheng's stupid pets. If it weren't for them, there's no way Dad would have gotten hurt. And Su Shan wouldn't be in such a horrible state right now. Xiaoyu shot up to her feet too. This is entirely his fault. If it weren't for him, how could our family suffer such an absolute nightmare? He needs to pay for our losses. I know exactly where he keeps his collection. She pointed a shaky finger at a locked door. That was the exact storage room where I kept my valuables. Hearing those two scheming, my face turned stone cold. I was absolutely speechless at their twisted logic. He has a set of pure gold statues in there. And tons of other designer stuff too. If we pawn all that off, it'll be more than enough to cover our damages. Hearing that, Xiao King didn't hesitate for a second. She marched straight to that room, and shoved the door open. But what was waiting for her inside wasn't a room full of expensive treasures. No, it was a massive, drooling Tibetan mastiff. Seeing a complete stranger barge into its territory, the beast instantly lunged right at her, aggressively tearing straight through her clothes. Xiao King was scared out of her absolute mind. Her eyes were completely wide with sheer terror, thrashing her body wildly to break free. But her tiny frame was no match for a beast like that. Even after draining every last ounce of her strength, she just couldn't escape its grip. Xiaoyu walked up to the doorway and froze, seeing her sister in such a horrifying state. Terrified, she immediately screamed and stumbled back a few steps, pulling the two kids away from the door. Hearing Su Xiaoyu's screams, her father rushed into the room, only to see his daughter being viciously mauled by a mastiff. Without a second thought, he grabbed a kitchen cleaver and charged forward, but, being old and frail, how could he possibly be a match for the beast? With one swipe, the dog sent him flying. Su Xiaoqing took the chance to break free and sprinted toward the door. But the mastiff pounced on her again, continuing its attack. Looking at the horrifying scene inside, Su Xiaoyu had no choice but to frantically call the police for help. Before long, the police arrived at my villa. After assessing the situation, they gave me a call to inform me that my house had been broken into, and that my dog had attacked an intruder. They said the situation was under control, and they needed me to head back to the city to help with the investigation. I gladly agreed. When I got back to the villa, Su Xiaoyu still hadn't snapped out of her panic. A female officer was trying to calm her down. Su Xiaoqing was still slumped on the ground, her eyes completely hollow. Her body was covered in terrifying bite marks, and her father had passed out nearby. Blood pouring from the wounds on his arm. A little while later, an ambulance arrived, and rushed them both to the hospital. The police then took Su Xiaoyu and me back to the station. After questioning me about what happened, I handed over 2 video clips that I had prepared in advance to the police. The first clip showed Su Xiaoyu ripping down the "Beware of Savage Beast, Do Not Enter" sign and throwing it on the ground. The second clip showed Xiaoyu stopping Xiao King from ordering takeout. After watching the footage, the police confirmed that I had no legal liability. They asked me a few basic questions, and then let me go. As soon as I walked out of the station, I sent the video of the 2 sisters plotting to blackmail me to 3 guys Xiao King had been messing around with. When her ex-husband saw the video, he was absolutely furious. He went straight to the hospital, found Xiao King, and beat the living daylights out of her. "You lying scum, you played me for so many years, and scammed so much money out of me. You made me look like an absolute joke in front of everyone. Just wait, I'm taking you to court." Not long after her ex left, her current lover showed up too. He cursed her out brutally. "You disgusting trash, hitting you would just be dirtying my own hands. You make me sick, get ready to get sued." With that, he spat right on her and stormed out of the hospital. Meanwhile, at the police station, Su Xiaoyu was throwing a massive tantrum, flat out refusing to admit to anything she had done. But with all that hard evidence sitting right there was no way the police were going to fall for her pathetic lies. Su Xiaoqing got sued by both her ex-husband and her lover, leaving her drowning in millions of debt. Even the biological father of her 2 kids, absolutely disgusted by all her evil deeds, refused to take the children in. As for her father, because his treatment was delayed, his entire arm got severely infected and had to be amputated. He also suffered multiple broken ribs. Su Shan, whose rescue was also delayed, ended up in a vegetative state. The chances of him waking up for the rest of his life are extremely slim, and even if he did, he'd have severe lasting complications. Unable to handle the massive blow, their mother had a total mental breakdown. Now, she just wanders frantically in and out of the hospital every day, constantly screaming, "Su Shan, please come back." Su Zhaoqing couldn't pay off her debts, and the video ended up leaking online. No company would hire someone with such a terrible track record, with no way to make a living, and facing relentless cyberbullying, she eventually snapped under the pressure and jumped to her death. Her 2 kids were sent to an orphanage, while Su Xiaoyu was only looking at about 3 years in prison. There was no way in hell I was going to accept that. So, I pulled some strings, and had Su Xiaoyu locked up in a psychiatric ward. If everything went according to plan, she'd be rotting in there for the rest of her life. But one day, while I was clearing things out in my villa's study, I got a message. Someone had broken Su Xiaoyu out of the asylum. The moment I heard, I immediately drove straight to the hospital. A light drizzle was falling. In this entire city, the only person who could snatch Su Xiaoyu out from right under my nose without a scratch was Wang Biao, the heir to the Wang Group. He and I had clashed over business deals before, and there was plenty of bad blood between us. When I pulled up to the asylum, Wang Biao was walking out, holding Su Xiaoyu by the arm. Her face was glowing with the relief of a survivor, and right behind them was a man in black, holding an umbrella over them. The moment I saw his face, a splitting headache hit me. Fragmented memories from the past came rushing back. That man behind them was the exact same truck driver who ran me over in my past life. And Wang Biao was the guy Su Xiaoyu had been hooking up with. Back then, when I found out she was cheating, I cut her out of my life completely. I never even knew this guy existed. I only heard rumors from her friends that she was with some broke loser. I never imagined it was the infamous young Master Wang. I sat there in the driver's seat, watching their car pull away from the asylum, a cold smirk creeping across my face. Every single piece of the puzzle finally fell into place. Wang Biao wanted to take me down, so he seduced my girlfriend, Su Xiaoyu, and manipulated her into coming to my villa. I still don't know his exact goal, but the outcome was exactly what he wanted. Su Xiaoyu moved her entire leeching family into my home, smashed my prized collections, and completely trashed the place. Meanwhile, Wang Biao hid in the shadows, using media smear campaigns to destroy my company. And for the grand finale, he sent his lackey to run me over, making damn sure I could never make a comeback. My eyes were bloodshot with rage. The mastermind who orchestrated my murder was finally out in the open. Wang Biao, the golden boy of the Wang Group. The Su family had already paid the price for invading my home. As long as they stayed out of my way, I'd leave them alone. But Wang Biao? I'm going to make him wish he was dead. I opened an app on my phone, and the voices of Su Xiaoyu and Wang Biao started playing through the speaker. Right after I was reborn into this life, I used my smart home network to secretly install spyware on Su Xiaoyu's phone. It's completely undetectable by any commercial antivirus. It picks up everything within a 10-meter radius. Wang Biao's voice sounded full of heartache. "I'm so sorry, Xiaoyu. I got here too late. You've been through so much." Su Xiaoyu's voice trembled with tears. "It's okay, Master Wang. It's just, young Cheng completely destroyed my family. I still can't wrap my head around it." Wang Biao dropped his voice to a low whisper, trying to comfort her. "I heard about what happened to your family. I had no idea young Cheng was hiding such disgusting things. Don't worry about your family. I'll have my people take care of them." Xiaoyu's voice grew desperate. "Young Master Wang, can you help me ruin Yang Cheng? If you can pull this off, I'll do absolutely anything you want." Wang Biao fell silent for a moment before replying. "As much as I want to help you, bringing down the Yang Group won't be easy. They're growing like crazy in the tech space right now, dominating the local market, and even making serious waves nationwide." Xiaoyu's voice suddenly spiked with excitement. "What if I can get my hands on the Yang Group's latest project? Could you ruin Yang Cheng then?" Hearing this, Wang Biao sounded noticeably thrilled. "You know what their latest project even is?" Xiaoyu replied, sounding a bit smug. "There's a safe hidden right inside his collection room. It holds the Yang Group's absolute newest tech. I was actually planning to steal it and give it to you." Her voice suddenly dropped. "But Yang Cheng keeps all those monsters guarding the villa. I can't even get near that safe." I could clearly hear the sheer excitement in Wang Biao's voice. "Xiaoyu, my family has never approved of our relationship. But if you can actually get your hands on that data, I'm sure they'll finally accept us." The truth was, the safe in my collection room was just a display piece crafted by a world-famous locksmith. It was never meant to actually store anything. But to get Wang Biao to go after me, Xiaoyu was completely pulling lies out of thin air. I couldn't help but let out a cold laugh. In our past life, you used Xiaoyu to destroy me. In this life, I'll use her as the very blade, to completely gut everything you have. I kept listening to their conversation. Wang Biao burst into laughter, completely unable to hide his thrill. With tech like that, I can easily secure my spot as the sole heir to the Wang family. When that happens, I'll make sure you're well rewarded. Xiaoyu sounded just as ecstatic. So what's our plan? Cheng is definitely holed up in the villa right now. Wang Biao's tone turned vicious. I'll hire some guys to wreck his operations in other cities. While he's dealing with that, you sneak into his place and steal the files. I'll teach you exactly how to copy the data without leaving a single trace. But you have to move fast. I won't be able to distract him for long. Xiaoyu replied with absolute confidence. Don't you worry, young Master Wang. I know that villa like the back of my hand. I'll deliver the files right to you, guaranteed. They didn't say anything else useful after that. I turned off my phone, drove off, and eventually made my way back to my own villa. Immediately called my assistant. I had personally trained and promoted him, so I knew he was fiercely loyal to me. Xiao Li. Draft up another 50 pages of feature specs, and bring them straight to my house. Xiao Li sounded completely confused on the other end. But boss, that software has a fatal flaw. We haven't fixed it yet. My voice remained dead calm. I know it's bugged. That's exactly why I need it. Xiao Li didn't argue further. Understood, Mr. Yang. Anything else? Yeah, find me a smaller safe. Put the documents inside, and set the passcode to 1125. This little piece of software I'm gifting to Wang Biao is honestly one of the best things our company has ever built. It combines every single strength of its competitors, along with the core features of entirely different apps. The second it hits the market, it would completely flip the entire tech industry upside down. But it has one massive bug. It ruthlessly devours system files and completely shreds the operating system, turning any phone it touches into a useless brick. For the past 12 months, our team has been busting their asses trying to fix it, but absolutely nothing has worked. I had to hide this software way back then, but right now, I can perfectly exploit its flaws. To bankrupt the entire Wang group. Later that afternoon, that smaller safe had already been delivered to the villa. I stuffed it right inside the big safe that Su Xiaoyu knew about. And changed the password to 1125 as well. Since you're coming anyway, I'll make you suffer a little. Otherwise, how could I highlight just how important this intel is? So, I reached out to my friend again and bought a python from him, along with 2 massive crabs, and set them loose inside my collection room. Early the next morning, I drove straight to the company. Sure enough, our business in the other city ran into problems. A bunch of angry clients showed up at our door demanding an explanation. Xiao Li frantically slammed the documents on my desk. This is bad, Boss Yang. Something terrible happened at the Zhang province branch. A huge mob is surrounding our office, claiming there's something wrong with our products. They're here demanding answers. I put on a completely shocked face. What exactly is going on? Wasn't everything perfectly fine before? Why is this happening? Xiao Li shook his head helplessly. I have no idea what caused it, but this has blown up into a massive issue. We need you to step in and handle it personally. Right after that, I instantly booked a flight to Zhang province for that very day. After getting off the plane, sure enough, I checked my spyware and saw the call logs between Su Xiaoyu and Wang Biao. Her voice sounded super excited. You're truly amazing, Mr. Wang. Cheng's company actually ran into trouble. He's driving towards the airport right now. Wang Biao sounded dead serious. This mess won't hold him up for too long. He'll probably be back by tomorrow. My guys will head inside with you. To cover your tracks, I'll also have people waiting outside for backup. The second you get the stuff, leave immediately. Su Xiaoyu sounded incredibly confident. I know exactly where everything is in that villa. I could find it with my eyes closed. I will definitely get those files over to you. Taking advantage of this very phone call, my spyware made a stealthy clone of itself and transferred straight into Wang Biao's phone. I immediately switched the feed over to his device, and heard him talking to another woman I didn't recognize. The woman's voice was incredibly seductive. Oh, Mr. Wang, are you really going to marry some damaged goods? Wang Biao burst into cruel laughter. How could I just think she's pretty hot. So I'll play around with her for a few more days. And I can use her to ruin young Cheng while I'm at it. The woman's voice grew even softer and sweeter. Then, will you marry me instead? I've belonged to you, and only you, from the very beginning. Wang Biao's voice sounded incredibly sleazy. Of course, baby. Once that stupid bitch brings me what I need, and I get bored of playing with her, I'll obviously just toss her right in the trash. I had absolutely no interest in hearing whatever they did next, so I just shut off my phone. I drove straight to the branch office and immediately called an emergency meeting. Once I assigned everyone their tasks, I pulled up the security cameras back at the villa. A black car pulled up to the back gate, and two shadowy figures, a man and a woman, stepped out. It was none other than Xiaoyu trying to sneak in, along with Wang Biao's lackey. The two of them used tools to scale the outer wall, completely dodging the cameras in the living room, and pushed the door right open to my collection room. Xiaoyu hurried over to the safe, trying a couple of passwords, but the safe didn't budge. She punched in another string of numbers. It was my birthday. But it still showed an error. The man beside her kept rushing Xiaoyu. Gritting her teeth, she just typed in her own birthday, 11/25. The safe quickly clicked open, but right inside was another, even smaller safe. Xiaoyu reached in to punch in the code, but suddenly, snap! A crab claw clamped fiercely onto her hand. The sharp pain made her scream. The man reacted in a flash. He immediately clamped his hand over her mouth. Tears welled up in Xiaoyu's eyes. She looked at him, totally helpless and begging with her eyes, silently pleading for him to kill the crab. The man whipped out a dagger and sliced right through the claw that was biting into her hand. Missing a claw, the crab scuttled away. Xiaoyu's entire right hand had swollen up like a balloon. She opened her mouth to complain, but the man snapped at her. Hurry up and move, stop dawdling. If you mess up Mr. Wang's plans, you're gonna pay dearly for it. Hearing that, a flash of pure annoyance crossed Xiaoyu's face. But she still used her other hand to punch in the code. Little did she know, another crab was hiding in the shadows. Snap! Her left hand got pinched tightly, too. And this time, the man wasn't fast enough to cover her mouth, and she let out a piercing shriek. Right on cue, the man's phone buzzed. A harsh voice came through the speaker. What the hell is going on in there? Did I just hear a scream? The man's face darkened. It's nothing. We're about to get the stuff. He snapped, then abruptly hung up. He used the knife to free her again. Now terrified, Xiaoyu refused to reach back inside. The man scowled at her in frustration. What's the damn code? I'll do it. Xiaoyu quickly ducked behind him. Her face was pale with lingering fear. It should be 11:25. He punched in the numbers, and the inner safe finally clicked open. Inside sat a stack of over 50 printed pages, right next to a flash drive. The man pulled out his phone and started snapping photos of the documents, page by page, while Xiaoyu watched from behind. Both her hands were swollen like thick sausages. But right behind her, a massive python was silently slithering her way. The moment it got close enough, it struck like lightning, wrapping its thick body tightly around her. Xiaoyu lost all power to fight back in an instant. She tried to cry out to the man for help, but the snake was crushing her windpipe. All she could make were muffled, choking gasps. Oblivious, the man finished photographing everything and copied the files from the flash drive. He shut both safes and finally turned around to check on her. Let's go. We need to get out of here right now. But the horrifying sight made even a trained pro like him freeze in pure panic. A giant python was coiled around Xiaoyu, squeezing her tighter and tighter. He lunged forward and plunged his dagger straight into the snake. Hissing in pain, the python finally let her go. Free at last, she fell to her knees, gasping frantically for air. But the man gave her zero time to recover. He yanked her up and dragged her outside. They didn't slow down until they had vaulted right over the compound wall. I watched from afar as their black car sped away from my house. Then, I opened the app to tap into Xiaoyu's phone. Xiaoyu was still shaking like a leaf. And the guy who had broken in with her, he was totally rattled, too. That young Cheng is an absolute freak. Who the hell keeps a giant python loose in their house? Thank God we at least got the files. The two of them finally arrived at Wang Biao's place. The alluring woman from earlier was already gone. They handed the documents over to Wang Biao. He kept eagerly flipping through the pages. The files detailed every single feature of the software. The more Wang Biao read, the more thrilled he became. Finally, he couldn't hold it in and laughed out loud. Su Xiaoyu sat right beside him. How about it, young Master Wang? Pretty incredible stuff, right? This is enough to help you crush young Cheng, right? Wang Biao pulled Su Xiaoyu into a tight embrace. Xiaoyu, you really are my lucky star. With these documents in hand, a nobody like young Cheng is absolutely nothing. Even the Wang group will soon be right in the palm of my hand. But as he held her, he accidentally pressed right on her wound. Su Xiaoyu cried out in sudden pain. Xiaoyu, what's wrong? Su Xiaoyu pouted, her voice tinged with grievance as she complained, It's nothing major. You just pressed down on my wound. It hurts a little. Hearing this, Wang Biao looked at her with genuine heartache. I'm so sorry, Xiaoyu. I've made you suffer so much. I promise, the day I officially become the heir to the Wang family, you will be the lady of the house. Su Xiaoyu gently wiped away her tears. For you, young Master Wang, all of this is worth it. A cunning smirk crept across Wang Biao's face. I'm going to pour every single penny I have into this software. No, wait, I'll pull another 2 billion from the family funds and invest it all right here. Once this software hits the market, I'll become the biggest internet tycoon in the city, maybe even the whole country. A vicious look flashed across Su Xiaoyu's face. That idiot, young Cheng, he had such a gold mine and just sat on it. He basically handed us the keys to the kingdom for free. The very next day, Wang Biao leaked the news. He announced that the Wang Group was about to launch a brand new software, even bragging that it would change the world. Shortly after, he released a small teaser of its features. Xiao Li, sharp as ever, immediately caught on. He knew it was our company's product, so he rushed right into my office, his face full of total confusion. Boss, why would you just give this software away to Wang Biao? I simply pointed to the chair next to my desk, gesturing for him to sit down. The fatal flaw in this software. You know about it better than anyone. We spent an entire year on it, and we still couldn't fix it. I highly doubt the Wang family can figure it out in just a few days. Xiao Li instantly realized what was going on. Oh, so the Wang family is just going to release the software exactly as it is? I nodded my head. Once Wang Biao got his hands on this, he'd be desperate to rush the launch. He wants to beat me to the punch and dominate the market. But those massive bugs are still there. I stood up and looked out the window at the bustling city traffic, a cold smirk playing on my lips. He's going to drain his family's funds to heavily promote this thing. And once it hits the market, when all those glitches blow up in his face all at once, Wang Biao, and maybe even the entire Wang family, will be completely and utterly destroyed. It finally clicked for Xiao Li, and a look of deep awe washed over his face. Boss Yang, this move is absolutely ruthless. Being your enemy is the worst luck anyone could ever ask for. I put on a fake front, acting like I was completely overwhelmed and drowning in company affairs. But in the shadows, I was closely monitoring every single move Wang Biao and Su Xiaoyu made. Wang Biao kept aggressively promoting the software, even taking out a staggering 5 billion loan to buy the most advanced overseas servers to run the backend. Soon enough, the entire country knew this revolutionary app was about to launch. That was exactly the result I was hoping for. The higher Wang Biao hypes this thing up right now, the harder he's going to crash and burn later. Oh, young Master Wang. Greed really does blind a man. You're just pushing yourself right off a cliff. 1 week after Wang Biao got the documents, Su Xiaoyu gave me a call. When I picked up, her tone was dripping with disdain. Young Cheng, I heard your company's been in a bit of trouble lately. Want me to ask Mr. Wang to lend you a hand? I completely brushed off her sarcasm. Did you call just to rub it in my face? Su Xiaoyu sounded a bit flustered. Listen here, young Cheng. Once Mr. Wang's software hits the market, it's going to completely crush your pathetic little company. If you know what's good for you, you'd better come over here and beg for his mercy. Maybe he'll actually spare your miserable life. I'll be waiting for him to destroy my company, then. As soon as I said that, I heard her mocking laughter through the phone, and I just hung up on her. Just then, Xiao Li walked into my office. I've looked into it. Wang Biao didn't notice a single thing wrong. He just pushed the software straight to production. And he's dumped at least 4 billion into the marketing alone. It's scheduled to launch in 2 months. I nodded. Perfect. 2 months from now, Wang Biao is finished. Xiao Li looked a bit worried. Mr. Yang. But the Wang family is incredibly powerful. What if they help Wang Biao survive this crisis? I walked right up to Xiaoyu and patted him on the shoulder. It's totally normal for you to be worried about that. But the flaws in this software are massive. When it crashes, Wang Biao won't just be paying back a few billion. He'll be on the hook for hundreds of billions. There is no way the Wang family can cover a loss that huge. Xiaoyu nodded in agreement. And that's not all. The public backlash will deliver the final blow to the Wang group. Once that software hits the market, they are completely doomed. I walked over to the window and looked out at the city skyline. The day that software launches, Xiaoyu will become the very blade that stabs the Wang family in the back. And right then, we will roll out our new product and completely swallow up all of their assets. 2 months later, Wang Biao hosted the software launch event at the grandest hotel in the city. Hundreds of media outlets showed up to cover the story. Wang Biao stood on the stage, looking incredibly smug, while Xiaoyu wore a stunning evening gown and stood right by his side. Meanwhile, I disguised myself as a maintenance worker. I carried a ladder and walked straight into the venue. The security guards at the door didn't even try to stop me. I set the ladder down in a corner and quietly watched Wang Biao up on the stage. Wang Biao's voice echoed through the entire hall. Today is the most momentous day in the history of the Wang Group. Our brand new product launches today. Not only will it cement the Wang family's place in the tech industry, it's going to trigger an epic, industry-wide revolution. His face was glowing with absolute triumph. To make this happen, we have poured over 7 billion into the development and marketing of this software. I watched him up there. His eyes were completely wild with the thrill of finally becoming the Wang family heir. He kept rambling on and on about the software's features, but every single word was stolen straight from my 50-page design doc. Word for word, once he finally finished his little presentation, Wang Biao held up a phone running the software, his face flushed with excitement. I am now thrilled to officially announce that this software will go live today at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Across all major app stores, the crowd below erupted into thunderous applause and cheers. Camera flashes were going off constantly. From the shadows of the corner, I slowly made my way toward the stage. Hold on a second, I have a question. My voice boomed across the room, instantly drawing the eyes of everyone present. I pulled off my disguise. The moment they saw my face, Wang Biao flinched on stage, but quickly masked it, forcing a calm expression. Beside him, Xiaoyu stared in pure panic. Young Cheng, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be in Zhang province. I let out a cold laugh. Young Master Wang, my house got robbed. I had to come back and see the mess for myself, didn't I? And as for why I'm crashing your little launch party, I'm just here to tell everyone the truth. Hearing this, the color drained from both their faces. Wang Biao absolutely lost it and roared, "Security! What the hell are you idiots doing? How did you let this trash in here?" I kept my voice dead calm. No need to panic, young Master Wang. I reached into my pocket, pulled out a flash drive, and held it high in the air. I turned to the sea of reporters. This software was developed by my company. This rich brat sent his people to break into my house and steal the source code. Everything is on this drive. The absolute proof of their crime. Beside him, Xiaoyu looked like she had just seen a ghost. The reporters swarmed the stage in an instant. I slammed the flash drive into the computer controlling the main screen and played the video. Right there on the screen, Wang Biao's men and Xiaoyu were caught dead to rights, breaking into my home. The footage was crystal clear. You could even read the text on the stolen documents. The reporters zoomed in on Xiaoyu's face. Wait, isn't that young Master Wang's fiancée, Xiaoyu? No wonder he's marrying her. She's been doing his dirty work the whole time. What a disgusting pair of scammers. As the video ended, I clicked on an audio file. It was a recording of the two of them in a car, secretly plotting to steal my classified data. The entire hall went dead silent. Every reporter in the room strained their ears, hanging on to every word of the recording, terrified of missing a single detail. And the moment the audio clip finished, chaos erupted. The blinding flash of cameras and the frantic clicking of shutters filled the room. They shoved and trampled over each other to thrust their mics in his face. Young Master Wang, are Yang Cheng's accusations true? Answer us, Mr. Wang. Do you admit that's your voice on the tape? Wang Biao was completely backed into a corner, foaming with rage. It's a fake, a total fake. I never said any of that. This absolute lunatic fabricated the whole thing. Seeing that the bastard still refused to admit it, I played my trump card. I pulled out a smartphone and held it up. Since my team built this software, I know it has one fatal flaw. Running this app for too long corrupts the system files. It completely bricks your phone. I turned the screen toward the crowd. Right there in bold letters, it read, "System files corrupted, unable to boot. Please install a valid operating system." And once you reinstall the system, every single file on your device is gone forever. That is exactly why I kept this project locked down. But these two thieves stole it, and rushed it to market without fixing the bug. I pointed straight at the trembling, panicked cowards. They just spent $7 billion to put every user in this country at massive risk. The moment the words left my mouth, their legs gave out completely, and they collapsed onto the floor in a pathetic heap. Wang Biao's phone started buzzing like crazy. An endless flood of calls was pouring in. It was his investors and partners. Now that this massive scandal had blown up in his face, every single one of them was desperate to cut ties and stop the bleeding. Reporters immediately surrounded the two of them, painting them as corporate fraudsters and industrial spies. They just turned around and left the hotel. Meanwhile, the scandal was blowing up all over the internet. Every shameful thing they had done since childhood was dug up, including Xiaoyu's trespassing into private property. In an instant, they became public enemies number one. That very night, after the press conference, the Wang Group's stock plummeted all the way to 0%. Wang's father kicked Wang Biao right out of the family. He wanted to cut his losses, but it was already way too late. Wang Biao was now saddled with billions in debt. Hordes of people blocked his door, screaming for their money back. So, Wang Biao grabbed Xiaoyu and fled the city, disappearing without a trace. On the third day after they vanished, I got a call from an unknown number. An absolutely furious voice roared from the other end. It was Wang Biao. I quickly messaged Xiao Li, telling him to track the location of the call. "Young Cheng, you sick bastard. You finally picked up the phone. You made me homeless. Now I'm gonna make you feel the absolute agony of losing the woman you love." I was genuinely confused. The woman I love? Since when do I have someone I love? Wang Biao's tone grew even more enraged. "Cut the crap and stop pretending. The passcode to your safe. Isn't it still this stupid bitch's birthday? Doesn't that prove everything? You're still in love with this stupid whore." I was completely in shock. Wang Biao actually kidnapped Xiaoyu to blackmail me. Wang Biao, if you turn yourself in right now, you'll get 3 years tops. But if you blow this out of proportion, you could be facing the death penalty. Wang Biao let out a totally psychotic laugh. "Ha ha ha, young Cheng, are you fucking kidding me? Look at me, I'm half dead, living like an absolute ghost. Do you think I still give a damn about the law? Cut the bullshit, get 80 million ready for me, and arrange a way out of the country. Then I'll let this woman go." Xiao Li's tracking wasn't finished yet. I had no choice but to keep stalling. "How do I know you're not bluffing?" The moment I said that, Xiaoyu's terrified, panicked screams echoed through the phone. "Young Cheng, please, come save me, I don't want to die. When we get back, I swear I'll be good and stay with you." Right after, a sharp, ringing slap echoed, followed immediately by Wang Biao's furious roar. "Did I give you permission to open your fucking mouth? Shut the hell up." Then, he screamed into the phone at me. 3 days from now, we make the trade at the outskirts of the city. If you don't show up in 3 days, you can go fish her dead body out of the river." Right then, Xiao Li finally sent me the coordinates. They were in an abandoned, unfinished building in the north of the city. I quickly bought 2 drones from a friend, and grabbed him and Xiao Li to head straight to that site. We parked the car just outside the unfinished building. Xiao Li flew the drone, sweeping floor by floor, searching for any sign of them. Finally, on the 6th floor, we spotted a faint flickering light. The drone's camera captured exactly what was happening inside, live streaming it to the entire internet in real time. At that moment, Xiaoyu was tied to a wooden beam, her body covered in brutal bruises and cuts. Wang Biao was standing next to her, completely alone. All the lackeys who used to lick his boots had jumped ship after his downfall. Every single one had abandoned him to this miserable clown show. Now, Wang Biao was viciously punching and kicking Xiaoyu. "You absolute idiot, we got played and you didn't even fucking realize it. That piece of trash technology you stole ruined me. Look at what I've become. I can't even go back to my own home." Meanwhile, Xiaoyu's tears just kept streaming endlessly down her face. "You're the one who wanted to steal it. It has nothing to do with me." Wang Biao flew into a blind rage, yanking out a plastic water pipe from the side, and viciously started beating Xiaoyu. "You're the one who said that safe held the core technology to Cheng's company. And what happened? 7 billion just bought me a monumental humiliation. I'm the laughingstock of the whole industry now, do you get that?" With every brutal strike, Xiaoyu let out an agonizing wail. Wang Biao finally got tired and threw the pipe to the floor. "Even if Cheng actually brought the cash to ransom you, I still wouldn't let you go. You're going to die." Xiaoyu just kept sobbing on the ground. Looking irritated, Wang Biao picked up the pipe again and smashed it straight across her head. "What the hell are you crying for? Shut your damn mouth." That vicious blow completely disfigured half of her face. The excruciating pain made her wet herself instantly. Catching the foul stench, Wang Biao started lashing her all over again. "I finally find one clean spot in this dump, and you go and ruin it." Xiaoyu was barely conscious, but she still managed to ask in a trembling voice, "Young Master Wang, didn't you say you'd always love me? You promised I would be the lady of the Wang family." Hearing that, Wang Biao burst out laughing. "Did you seriously think I'd marry damaged goods like you? I only got close to you so I could take down Cheng. You were nothing but a disposable pawn. If you weren't somewhat decent looking, I would have tossed you in the trash a long time ago." Meanwhile, the livestream chat was absolutely blowing up, with viewers tearing both of them apart. Wang Biao whipped her again, looking like a total madman. "You dare bring up the Wang family? If it wasn't for you, do you think I would have been kicked out? Do you have any idea how my family looks at me now?" Xiaoyu slowly flew the drone closer to the two of them. The buzzing of the propellers caught Wang Biao's attention. Seeing the camera on the drone, Wang Biao went absolutely ballistic. He hurled the pipe at the drone. "Where the hell did this piece of junk come from? Get that out of my face." Xiaoyu steered the drone out of the way, dodging the attack. My friend, piloting another drone, had also reached their floor. I had the drones play back the secret recordings we'd gathered on them over the past few days. The first clip was a conversation between Wang Biao and that other woman. Hearing it, a dying Xiaoyu shed tears of bitter regret. The second clip was the sound of Xiaoyu hooking up with Wang Biao's subordinate. In the recording, her voice was dripping with seduction. "Thank you for saving me that night, handsome. You're so amazing. Way better than Wang Biao." "Oh yeah? Better how?" Xiaoyu played coy. "Better in every possible way." Hearing that, Wang Biao grabbed a nearby stool and smashed it violently over her body. The chair shattered into pieces as Xiaoyu shook uncontrollably on the ground. Wang Biao picked up a broken wooden leg and started relentlessly beating her with it. "You dirty tramp, how dare you hook up with someone else behind my back? I guess a leopard really can't change its spots." Seeing that the show was just about over, I called the cops and gave them the exact location. I stared up at the 6th floor. "In my past life. But in this one, I'm making sure you pay in blood." Upstairs, hearing the approaching police sirens, Wang Biao's twisted face finally showed absolute panic. He quickly slashed the ropes tying Xiaoyu down. Pressing a knife against her back, he shoved her to the edge of the 6th floor. 2 drones tracked his movements, hovering right up to the roof's edge. Downstairs, the police watched Wang Biao hold Xiaoyu hostage and spoke into the radio. "The target has a hostage. Hold off on Plan 1. Contact the target's family to talk him down." An officer grabbed a megaphone and shouted up to Wang Biao. "You're still young, you still have a future ahead of you. Don't make things worse." But Wang Biao clearly wasn't going to be swayed by cheap words. "My future was ruined by these bastards a long time ago. Back the hell off, or I'll push her off." Down below, the police scrambled to set up an inflatable rescue cushion, just in case Wang Biao actually threw Xiaoyu off the roof. Over the radio, word came in that Wang Biao's family refused to show up. The commanding officer frowned, then barked out an order. "Snipers, get in position. If the target makes any aggressive moves, take the shot immediately." Snipers copy. A SWAT team had already sneaked up to the 5th floor, holding their positions by the stairwell. The standoff dragged on. Xiaoyu, who was already badly beaten, couldn't stay on her feet any longer. Her body slumped forward uncontrollably. Suddenly, a red laser dot appeared on Wang Biao's chest. Panic flashed across his face. He grabbed Xiaoyu and rolled behind cover to dodge the snipers. He kept the blade pressed tight against her throat. By now, the SWAT team had breached the 6th floor. They backed the two of them into a corner. Wang Biao looked absolutely frantic. "Don't come any closer. One more step and I'll kill her." The officers froze, afraid to push him, watching the situation lock up into another tense stalemate. I made my move. I snatched the drone's remote control right out of Xiaoyu's hands. I steered the drone and dive-bombed Wang Biao at full speed. He slashed wildly with his knife, trying to block it, but it was no use. The spinning blades slashed his face open. In that moment of distraction, he left himself wide open. The SWAT team rushed in and pulled Xiaoyu to safety. Cornered and desperate, Wang Biao tried to fight back, but two officers slammed him down and pinned him tight. Paramedics rushed up to the roof and loaded Xiaoyu onto a stretcher. Right before they loaded her into the ambulance, she spotted me. Her eyes lit up with desperate hope. "Young Cheng, did you bring the ransom money to save me? I knew it, you really do love me." Looking at her pathetic state, I burst out laughing. "Don't be ridiculous, I'm just here to enjoy the show." I stood there, watching the ambulances and police cruisers drive away. Afterwards, I contacted a top-tier lawyer. With all of Wang Biao's charges stacked up, if we push for the maximum penalty, we could easily put him away for life. Xiaoyu's sentence might be a bit shorter. I nodded in agreement. It wasn't exactly the perfect ending I had pictured, but I was more than satisfied with the result. Now it was time to tie up the loose ends. I sent my guys to hunt down Wang Biao's bodyguard, the exact same bastard who ran me over and killed me in my past life. Once we nabbed him, he completely broke down and spilled everything about Wang Biao's crimes. Turns out, he had murdered several people for Wang Biao long before my turn. The court finally handed down Wang Biao's sentence. For kidnapping, aggravated assault, and first-degree murder. The charges were combined. He was sentenced to death, with a 1-year reprieve. His crony was found guilty of murder too, but thanks to his massive cooperation as a witness, he got off with a life sentence. As for Xiaoyu, the brutal beatings from Wang Biao took their toll. Even after all the medical treatments, she ended up half paralyzed and completely lost her mind. Her insanity saved her from standing trial, but the rest of her life was completely and utterly ruined. When the verdict came out, Wang Biao slumped straight into his chair. His body couldn't stop shaking. This once arrogant young master had now been reduced to a prisoner. Xiaoyu was receiving treatment in a psychiatric hospital. I sent people to check on her condition multiple times, confirming there was no way she was faking it. So, I stopped bothering with her. As for the Wang family backing Wang Biao, there was absolutely no way they could save him. The Wang family was now in way over their heads, completely unable to save themselves. They had no ability to pay off their massive debts. Their factories and houses were all seized by the court. If the Wang family couldn't pay back the full amount in 1 month, everything would be forcibly repossessed and put up for public auction. Wang Biao's father reached out to me. I had seen this old boss in the newspapers before, but he had long lost his former glory. He invited me to the Wang family estate for a detailed talk. Walking into the compound, there wasn't a single servant in the massive house. Only Father Wang sat alone on the couch. Upon seeing me, Father Wang spoke with a raspy, aging voice. "Mr. Yang, I want to sell you all of our family's businesses. At 70% of their original price. I just hope you can let the Wang family go." I looked at him coldly, my tone completely deadpan. 50%, not a penny more. I've done the math. 50% is more than enough to pay off your family's debts. And even leave you with a little extra. It won't let you starve to death. Father Wang's face turned incredibly grim. "Why are you so unwilling to let our family go?" I stood up, my voice laced with fury. "Your son was the one who wouldn't let me go first. Besides, the prices others offer will only be lower. If the bank forecloses on you, you won't get a single dime." In the end, he agreed to the 50% offer. The entire Wang family fled the city in utter disgrace. And Wang Biao wasn't having a good time in prison, either. His arrogant attitude had made him a lot of enemies. These guys paid off the other inmates, making sure Wang Biao suffered like hell in the year before his execution. 1 year later, Wang Biao was executed. During this year, Xiaoyu would have brief moments of clarity every month. When lucid, she tried to kill herself multiple times, but was stopped every single time. Not long after Wang Biao's death, her condition worsened and she passed away. Su Shan successfully woke up from his coma. Half of his body was completely paralyzed. the surviving members of the Su family returned to their countryside hometown. The village gossip became too much for him to bear. Ultimately, he abandoned the rest of them, changed his identity, and left town. Within this year, I successfully swallowed up all of the Wang family's businesses, leaping to become a top local business tycoon. The issue with that software was also fixed by my team, and it successfully hit the market. It brought me hundreds of billions in revenue. Top players from various other industries started lining up to get on my good side. My company moved into the former Wang Group headquarters, and we swapped the sign to the Yang Group. I sat at the top of the building, looking back on every little thing that had happened since my rebirth. From being a mere pawn in someone else's hands, I slowly grew into the one controlling the board, becoming the ultimate winner of this entire game. I unlocked my phone, taking all the evidence I had collected for revenge since my rebirth, and deleted every last bit of it. After doing all this, I let out a long breath, instantly feeling a massive wave of relief. This whole ordeal had finally come to an end. I poured myself a glass of my finest vintage wine to celebrate this incredible day, and walked over to the window. Watching the busy streets outside the window, it's finally over. My new life has only just begun.